Hello everybody, I'm JackieKCooper and this is my entertainment rundown. First movie I want to talk to you about is Yesterday. The old Beatles song is the title of a movie, and it relates because this is a movie about a guy living in England. He's an aspiring singer. He's played by Hamish Patel. And his career is not going anywhere fast. He's been teaching school, but he kind of put that behind him, trying to make a career as a singer. He has a girlfriend who also doubles as his manager. She's also a school teacher. She's played by Lily James. And like I said, nothing is going right. And he's just ready to chuck it all. But one night, he's riding from one place to another on his bicycle. All the electricity around the world goes out for 12 seconds, and during that time, he is hit by a bus. That's not funny, but when I say it, it sounds kind of like a freak accident. But he's hit by a bus, not life-threatening, but hits his head, knocks out some teeth, that type of thing. And he wakes up and goes about his business and makes some mention, about playing the song Yesterday, and his friends are around saying, "When did you write that? How did you write that?" And he said, "Yes, yesterday. It's by the Beatles." And they're like, "The Beatles? We don't know what the Beatles are." And the world has somehow completely eradicated all memory of the Beatles and all the songs that they wrote. So here he is. He's memorized all these songs because there's some of the greatest songs ever written. And he begins his career with everybody saying how brilliant he is because he has these songs. And it goes from there. The movie is good. That's a unique premise, that you can really get into. But I say this all the time about chemistry between the two leads. The chemistry between Hamish Patel and Lily James just isn't that great. And I kept thinking that there's an actor named Dev Patel who was in Slumdog Millionaire, if you remember him from that. He's been in a lot of other movies since then. But I thought, if he had played this part, he's got so much charisma, so much charm, that it would have been such a better film. But in this one of the bright spots is Kate McKinnon. She plays like the woman who comes into his life to replace Lily James as his manager, and she's very sarcastic, very acerbic, and she's a standout in the movie. Also in the film is Ed Sheeran, and he does a good job as a musician, so that kind of follows through. The film is rated PG-13 for profanity. I thought it would be higher score than this, but I gave it a 6 out of 10. Then we have a movie called Cold Blood. And what I loved about this movie is the whole story takes place in Washington State. But the whole movie was filmed in the Ukraine. So they have all of these European, Ukrainian actors in the film. They speak English, but everything, it just doesn't look like America. It looks like Europe. And I just found that fascinating. The movie stars John Reno. He plays an assassin. He does an assassination, gets involved in an assassination act right at the start of the movie. And then he moves out to a remote cabin in the mountains. It's wintertime. There's snow everywhere. And this young woman, who is played by Sarah Lynn, is driving her snowmobile down the highway, and she has an accident, goes off the road, and she barely is able to, but she makes it to the cabin and is discovered by John Reno's character. And he takes care of her, helps nurse her back to health, but then there is some relationship between the two characters that you're not sure of. So that's the basis of the movie. It keeps it's suspenseful. John Reno, I remember seeing him in a movie called The Professional years and years ago. I think that's when Natalie Portman made her screen debut in that film. He has there's very little dialogue in this film, and he's a man of very few words, but he has a presence. But the movie itself is just ordinary. You can figure some things out before they get there, and not a lot of excitement. It's rated R for profanity and violence. I scored it 5 out of 10. Then we have The Dead Don't Die. And this is a Jim Jarmusch film. He wrote and directed it. He has kind of a cult following. This movie is about zombies, and it's a spoof. Now, it takes you a little while to catch on that it's a spoof, but you should have had maybe forewarning, because Bill Murray and Adam Driver are the two main characters in this film, and they can do spoof very well. But they, after you get into the movie a little bit, they give you clear, delineations that this is a movie not to be taken seriously as to plot. You just have to enjoy it, get on board and go with the ride. But this is packed with actors: Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Tilda Swinton, Chloe Sevigny, Danny Glover, Carol Kane, Steve Buscemi, and Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez has maybe 3 scenes in the movie, so this is not a, quote, Selena Gomez movie. She just is there just to make a cameo appearance. Some of the movie is fun. There's spots where I laughed, spots where I was thinking, let's move this thing along. It's going to appeal to you if you have a certain taste in movies. This was not my taste per se, so I can't say it's anything great. It's rated R for profanity and violence. I scored it 5 out of 10. So there we have it. Yesterday gets a 6. Cold Blood gets a 5. The Dead Don't Die also gets a 5. So those are my movies for today. Again, if you're not a subscriber yet to our channel here on YouTube, press the button and become a subscriber, because we'll keep these videos coming to you. This has been Jackie K. Cooper's Entertainment Rundown.